Hey, this is Joe going over the answer to a real common question concerning using Articulate and Moodle and getting the SCORM options to work. Obviously, if you're using Moodle and you're making e-learning courses with Articulate, you're going to want to track the scores. Generally, that's what the boss wants to see. Everybody wants to have a report showing that everybody completed their required e-learning assignment and they got that minimum score. So, of course, to do that, Moodle is great for it. And here I have a basic presenter project just with 2 slides just to get the point across. So once you have your project put together, obviously you're going to go to publish. And LMS is the option you want to select, no matter what the LMS, whether it's Moodle or Blackboard or anything else. These options can stay as is. The important one you want to look for is this LMS. For Moodle, it's a good idea to use SCORM 1.2, and you always want to check your reporting and tracking options. So reporting, this is where you're just going to put the title of it, any other identifiers that you want to show up in your SCORM report. LMS reporting, I'm not sure if this makes much of a difference with Moodle. I always just send it to past incomplete. I don't think it makes a difference with Moodle, but it may with other LMS systems. The important part is going to tracking. So in here, because I want to make sure that they view both slides, I have it set to track using number of slides. If you have a quiz maker quiz or a learning object from Articulate Presenter, then you're going to want to use track using quiz results. And that way you can set it to a certain score for them to pass with. This doesn't have any quizzes, it's just a couple of slides, so I'm tracking to make sure they viewed all the slides. So once you have that all set, you click OK, and then you go ahead and publish. I already went ahead and published, but once you do, you'll get this folder of files. And from here, you can see I already zipped them up. You want to select all and zip them into a compressed folder. Articulate actually has an option that'll help you do that right after it publishes. But then once you have it all into a zip folder, and it's important to get into a zip folder, it works better on Moodle that way. You go to your Moodle site, and I just have this test version. I call it my Moodle sandbox, just to play around with. But for any SCORM activity, you want to add it as a SCORM/AICC activity. A common mistake is that people will go to resource and link to a file or website, but you don't want to do that. You want to add it as a SCORM/AICC activity. And that will bring us into this screen where, of course, we want to enter a name and a summary for it. And then we get down to the important part here of choosing or uploading a file. So you can see here I've got my data zipped folder, so I'll upload that. Okay, so I'll browse to my data zip folder and then just go ahead and upload it. And here we have it here already uploaded. So once it's uploaded, you just click choose. You can unzip it, it's really not needed because Moodle will do that work for you. So I'll just click choose, and you can see it's selected here. And here is another important part, the grading method. For this, since I'm doing slides viewed, I don't want to use highest grade. You want to use highest grade if you're using a quiz, because then you can use the score that they're using. But for a presenter project where you're using slides viewed, use learning objects. I always like to do unlimited attempts and highest attempt. And I'll just leave all these as default. And then I'll do save and return to course. Okay, now that we've got it on there, I'll go ahead and test it out. So first I want to switch my role to student so I can see the grade. And now I'll go ahead and click on it and enter. And you can change those settings before if you're not really familiar with that. Okay, so now here I'm in here. I'll just switch to the next screen. Now I've seen both slides, so it should give me a score. So I'm going to go ahead and exit activity. You actually don't even need to click this for it to show up. I finished it. Now I want to check my grades. And there you go. You can see it's 100%. And that's it. Once you upload it as a zipped file as a SCORM/AICC activity, everything works pretty smooth. I've never really run into any issues, but let me know if you have any questions or if you're stumbling trying to do this yourself.